everyone, it's Gabby. I hope you have had an absolutely wonderful week. Maybe you've been in the kitchen making a delicious treat. You've been out in nature, walking around and doing something cool with the things you see. Maybe you have made some fun bouncy balls like Whitney's experiment. The possibilities are endless, am I right? It's fun to create. Well, I'm here today and I want to share with y'all a fun and easy recipe that y'all can make at home. In fact, I'm making it too because I want it with my dinner. I'm making Mexican for dinner, and when I think Mexican food, one of the things I love most is guacamole. You know, avocado and cilantro and lime, and I can put it on nachos or tacos or eat it just with chips. Well, I think it's a great recipe for y'all to learn. Why do I think that? One thing, it's simple, and who doesn't like simple? I don't care if you're 8 or you're 80. Simple is great. But you can also learn some very essential kitchen techniques that will serve you well as you get older. So, if you guys remember, last time I did a video, I taught you guys a word. That word is mise en place. Do y'all remember what mise en place means? That's right, everything in its place. And so, I have all my mise en place. Let's see. I've already chopped up my avocado. I'm gonna need an onion, lime, jalapeno, tomatoes, salt, and cilantro. Making sure I have it all together is gonna help me. Okay, so now that we have that all together, I think we're ready to get started. Fun tip, if you've got long hair like I do, why don't you pull it up? Because nobody wants to get a piece of hair as they're digging in and wanting to eat yummy guacamole. Okay, so in my bowl, I have taken one avocado and I've put it in there and it's kind of roughly chopped up. My avocado wasn't super ripe yet, so it was a little hard to work with, but that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, next thing I need is an onion. Now, yes, onions will make you cry. It just happens, so roll with it. It's okay. That's why I always have a towel nearby. But what I want you guys to do is, with your adult's permission, I want you to get out a nice kitchen knife. This is mine. It's been in my life for over 10 years. It was a very special birthday present, and I use it all the time. And I'm going to teach you guys how to safely handle a sharp knife. Now, I would not handle anything sharp without an adult's permission, or if you're also younger, make sure they're around too, because cut fingers can happen. But I want to teach you guys how to safely handle it. So I want you guys to get your pointer finger, and we're going to rest it here on the spine of the knife, just like that. Then I'm going to wrap all my other fingers around. So they're protected. They're not just willy-dilly and dancing. No, I want them nice and secure. And then we're gonna practice. So on a cutting board, I want you to rock back and forth. Leave the point of the knife on the cutting board and don't let it get up. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Good job. So now we're gonna get an onion. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my onion and I'm gonna cut it in half lengthwise. Okay, so be very careful, but what we're going to do is we're going to put the point of the knife on the cutting board, leave it there, protect all your other fingers, and come down carefully. Oh, nice. There we go. I put the other half away to use for another time. Now, for the rest of it, I'm going to peel off that top part of the onion. It is hard and nasty, and nobody wants to eat that in their guacamole now, do they? All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to do, again, safety with our knife, and I want you to curl your fingers. Make like a C and turn it upside down. And then you're going to use that to hold the onion. Why do you think I want our fingers protected? That's right. I want them protected because if they're out like this and you start cutting, you're probably going to get blood all over the place. So make your C, go down, hold the onion, cut away. And as it gets closer to where your fingers are, gently scoot them back. Good, good, good. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna put all the onion together and I want to go the opposite way. We cut them longwise. Now we wanna cut them into pieces. So, again, see, curve it. Good. It's hard. And now see, mine are gonna flail out a little bit, and that's okay. But I make sure they are far enough away from the knife so there's no danger of them getting cut. Perfect. All right. And then for scooping up the onion, what I like to do is I do use the flat part of it and scrape it under the onion, put it in my bowl, and run my finger carefully over the top. It doesn't touch the blade, it touches the knife. Okay, ready? Same thing. There you go. Okay, so next thing is a jalapeno. Now, jalapeno is a pepper. Here we go. And yes, peppers have capsaicin in them, and it is a spice. And I advise being very careful when you deal with peppers, because if they do get on your skin, it hurts, it burns. I speak from experience. I have rubbed my eyes way too many times after I've chopped a jalapeno. So what I do try to do is use a glove when handling a jalapeno. If you don't have a glove, that's okay. I just hurry and go wash your hands after you mess with it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna chop off the top. Again, trusty knife skills. Here you go. Finger is on the sturdy part. And I cut down because I don't need that top part. I'm also gonna cut off the bottom, and I'm gonna cut it in half. So here we go. There we go. Whoop. Okay, so there we go. Now, I take the seeds out. Why do I take the seeds out? That's the spicy part. So I'm going to carefully, again, use my knife, protect my fingers, and I'm going to slide the knife underneath the seeds. You got to be very careful, because especially you're working in close proximity. All right. There we go, guys. See? So then what we're going to do, how do you cut a jalapeno again? We'll go lengthwise, and then we'll go widthwise. So, see? Curve it under, protect those fingers. Good job. All right, put it all together. Go lengthwise. As the blade gets closer to your fingers, what do? Move them back. Excellent job. All right. Now, I might add more jalapeno. I'm gonna set it off to the side because I'm gonna have to taste it and see if I like it. Now we're gonna get some tomatoes. Now, I had already from the store these little graped ones, but if you've got tomatoes from outside in your garden, that works too. So for these, we're gonna cut them in half, and then we're gonna cut them into smaller pieces. Again, lengthwise and then widthwise. And always have your finger on the top of the knife, okay? Now, it's gonna take some time learning knife skills, and definitely ask an adult on how to do it. There's no shame in asking an adult, and especially with these little one tomatoes, they like to wiggle around on the cutting board. So be very, very careful, because again, you could cut yourself. All right. So now, we're gonna do that. I think that's a good amount. All right. Next thing we need is some salt. Now, I don't measure salt that well. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour what I think looks a decent amount into my bowl. And I'll adjust later. Cooking is a science. It's all about adjusting and moderating and tweaking until you get it just right. And now we're gonna get our lime. Again, careful with the knife. And I have my juicer. You guys maybe remember seeing my juicer in our chocolate chunk time cookies that had tangerine juice in them. So what I'm gonna do is I put the lime in there. We're just gonna clamp down and go. Perfect, all right? And then I might want a little more, so I'm gonna get the other half and squeeze it again. All right, so now that we've done that, what do you think we do? Whoop. That's right, we mix it up. Now, some people use a food processor and put it in there. I like mine a little chunky, so I use a fork and I do it by hand. Now, this avocado isn't quite ripe, so it's gonna be a little difficult. But what I often do, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take a knife and cut my avocado into smaller pieces, because that will help me do it. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna keep mixing that up, and then real quick, because I want to, before I fully mix it up, I am gonna use the cilantro. Now, I'm curious, I want you guys to pick off a leaf of cilantro and taste it. Remember, cooking is all about the senses. What do you taste? If you taste soap, that's okay. Some people, cilantro tastes like soap. I don't know why. Tastes like soap to my dad. Me, I love it. More cilantro, the better, I say. So again, good knife skills. C, curve it under. And we're gonna rough chop that cilantro. All right. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Into the bowl you go. All right, guys, and then you just mix away. You mix, you taste, you tweak, and enjoy it with some chips. I know I'm going to. So one thing I want you guys to practice with an adult is these proper knife skills. There's all different types of knives, but the important thing remains. Be careful around them. They're a sharp object. I hope you guys have a great time making guacamole or practicing cutting with your adults. Let me know what you guys have made in the comments below or tag us at Meridian Library. I will see you guys next time. Bye.